Hello everyone. Welcome to the next part of transactions, that is transactions concurrency. So earlier we have seen that every DBMS should have support of asset properties. Now in order to implement asset properties, different methods are used. And in order to understand those methods, we need to understand what do you mean by concurrency. So concurrency means more than one transaction are allowed to be executed in a system, which means that CPU can execute multiple transactions at a time, and those transactions may or may not access common data item. Like for example, in case of bank ATM transaction, thousands of people are doing ATM transaction across the country. However, most of them are designated to different accounts. However, very few transactions can access a single common account. For example, your account, bank account can be accessed by you through mobile app. At the same time, your brother sister can access your account via ATM. At the same time, somebody can access your account through a bank counter while using a check. So, by chance, it can be possible that all three transactions are executed at the same time on your same account. So, in this case, number of problems can occur. Now, first of all, why multiple transactions are allowed? The reason for this is that you need to increase processor and disk utilization. See, if only one transaction is allowed to execute at one time, other will have to wait for very long. For example, I have given you the case of scooter service or motorcycle service. If one motorcycle is serviced completely, then only next is taken, then a lot of time will be taken up. However, if multiple motorcycles are serviced at a time, like washing can be done simultaneously, similarly, engine cleaning can be done simultaneously. So, after some time, what will happen? Multiple motorcycles will start coming out of the service center after finishing. So, similarly, you cannot execute only a single transaction at a time. You need to allow multiple transactions, okay, to increase processor utilization and disutilization. So, and similarly to reduce average waiting time. Okay. Now, in order to understand further, we need to understand some concepts such as, first of all, number one is schedule. Now, what is a schedule? As we have seen in previous videos, that every transaction is made up of multiple programming instructions. However, to simplify, we will take only few instructions, and those instructions are called as collectively called as schedule. Okay, like this. These are the two transactions, two different transactions. Number one, it is reading 100 rupees from one account and adding those 100 rupees to another account. This is one transaction. Another transaction is it is trying to do the total of those two accounts. So both are different transactions, and this is the schedule of this transaction, and this is the schedule of this transaction. So both transactions are having six instructions. Okay. Now, so what is a schedule? A schedule is a sequence instruction that specifies the chronological order in which instruction of concurrent transaction are executed. Now, technically, a schedule consists of multiple transactions. Okay. So, what is the general criteria? A schedule for a set of transactions must consist of all instruction of those transactions, and you cannot change the order of individual transactions. Okay. It means that if here read B is coming after write A, so you cannot change their individual order. Okay. So individual instructions of a transaction cannot be rescheduled. Okay. So now there are two types of execution of a given transaction set. Number one, a serial execution, and number two, a non-serial execution. Now, what is a serial execution? See, if transactions are executed just like this, one after the other. For example, suppose if T5 is executed, first of all, then these instructions will be followed, and then T6 executed, then these instructions will be followed. Or otherwise, reverse can also be done. First of all, T6 might be executed, and then T5 might. So whatever is the case, this will be called as serial because they are executed one after the other. In any case, if you try to find out the sum, assuming that one account contains 500 and another account contains 1000 rupees, the total will always be 1500. Okay, you can very well guess, because suppose this is executed first. So A has 500, 100 rupees is deducted, it becomes 400, then 100 is added, it becomes 1100. Afterwards, when it reads, next transaction comes, it reads 400 and 1100, total is 1500. Similarly, first of all, if this is executed, then it will read A as 500, it will read B as 1000, and total will be 1500. So in any case of serial execution, the total will be 1500. However, again coming to the same point, that if we will execute these transactions in serial order, then the system throughput will be very less, because other transactions which are coming behind this will have to wait for long. So what we want, that some instruction of these transaction is executed and some of this, so that both gets some time of the CPU. However, if this mixing is not controlled, then not lot of problems can occur. Let us see the first problem. Now, non-serial execution. Non-serial means, see, once again, a serial execution is always perfect. It will never create a problem. See, these are two concurrent transactions, T5, T6. If they execute one by one, no problem. But what will be the drawback? The drawback will be that you cannot increase processor and disk utilization, and average waiting time will be increased. So what we want, that instead of using this serial execution, we want to mix them. However, if this mixing is not controlled, then few problems can occur, like lost update problem and inconsistent read problem. Okay, let us see those problems. Kindly uh, switch to next video, and in that video we will discuss about these two problems of non-serial execution. I hope you have understood the word serial and non-serial execution of schedules. This is the schedule consisting of two transactions. This is the serial execution, and in next video we will see non-serial execution and its problem. Okay, thank you very much.